Hi everyone, welcome back again to Spiritual Growth Tarot. I'm Denise, and this reading will be not for your spiritual growth, probably, unless you like seeing justice like I do, because I'm always looking for that, right? But anyway, this will be going through a bunch of viewer questions that Lisa and I and Lori weren't able to get to on Tuesday. So it's like Danny Shea calls it, my soul bro, he calls it leftovers. Because, of course, that's how us cancers always think about food. Right? So, anyway, let me get to the leftovers. I'm going to bring this other camera over here and switch cameras and bring you down over my table here. Okay, hold on. Okay, so quickly before we get started, I wanted to give a shout out to the Earthly Essentials on Etsy. Her name's Sasan, and she sent me this bracelet, which is my name in Morse code. Isn't that cool? I absolutely love it. So, shout out to her. If you guys need any jewelry or gifts, anything like that, her shop is absolutely beautiful. Her work is beautiful, as is she. Beautiful soul, and body or face. Anyway, okay, so I have several viewer questions here, but I also have 8 poodster questions, as Lori calls in, the poodster. When it comes to those questions, I am going to, I'm also like feeling into what cards I want to use for the first question. But the Poodster questions, Scott and I will address on Saturdays live on my channel. That's 11 a.m. Pacific time. So that'd be 12 Mountain, and then 1 Central, his time, and then 2 p.m. Eastern. So I have 8 of those questions from you guys. And if you have more, or if you haven't put in any questions yet, feel free to put them on any channel you can, or any video you can. I'll get the questions, just post it anywhere or email it to me, whatever you want. So, but anyway, first question here is from Tina. So I only have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 questions. And the rest are going to be on with Scott. And of course, we'll read on the January 6th committee hearings and all things Trump and any other questions you guys bring in that we can get to. We're only going to be doing an hour and a half, so we're going to go as quickly as we can. But there's one question here. Rita Ross wanted to know if what Beto said at Abbott's press conference, if that hurt his chances for the governor of Texas. That question I already answered in the viewer questions video that's last week. I think it was May 27th. Anyway, just look at my viewer question, the last viewer question I did before this one, and it's in there. Okay, so this one I'm tuning into. I'm going to use a deck of character, and I'm tuning into Ginni Thomas to ask. Tina wants to know, did Ginni Thomas have anything to do with? Was she the one basically that leaked the SCOTUS's intention to overturn Roe v. Wade? Was she that leaker? Was it her? So first I'm going to draw 3 cards for the character that actually did the leak. Was she linked? But let's look at the character who did the leak. Who was the character that did the leak? What? I don't know that would. This could be her, because I don't know that it would have been a real demon that or that type of energy that did the leak. I felt it was very protective. Yeah, you know what? I kind of feel her vibe there. Well, heck, I'll just draw a couple more cards. I've got room. I feel her vibe, and because I think this is her husband's health, and I think she's definitely his master. They're both just so suitable for each other. They're both Nuck and Fut's crazy. Yeah. Interesting. Okay. Now I'm going to use the tools part, the tools section of this deck, and get some more information. Can't seem to get my mouth working right. Okay. Clues as to if it wasn't her, who was it? Or if it was her, show me. Who did it? Who was the leaker? One, two, three, four, five. Well, there's the leak. Someone who was on a treadmill trying to bring in new life. And they have blood on their hands because of their life force that's been put out there in the past. I would say, yeah. I thought it was connected to him when I read on it before, and I didn't think to ask if it was her. You guys are wanting to know if it was him, and it looked awful weird. So I thought maybe it could have been one of his, assistants, aides, or clerks. Clerk would be it. But this, I kind of feel yes that it's her. Because why else would we have a demon card here? And he's the master of her. He's definitely ill. They're both a couple of weirdos, just connected to themselves. Their only alliance is to themselves. And these are the tools that whoever did it used. So yeah, they wanted to put it out there and get things churning around and start something new. It's so interesting. I mean, if it has to be, I would think it has to be her or someone like her. I am not seeing here that this is any, like was a Democratic person or maybe she wants him to stay home with her. Maybe this is her and she wants him home with her. Because this is too weird here. Blood knights to master. Treadmill knights to weirdo. She's a friggin' weirdo, that's for darn sure. Maybe she's been getting on a treadmill at home. She wants him home with her. I don't know. She definitely, it's pretty easy to see that she's been the one putting, her tongue's been going around and around and around all the time for Trump, and she's definitely had her place in the January 6th insurrection. All right? The information's out there on her. Yeah, interesting. Let's, let me just do this. Why not take this a step further? I'm going to go with the places portion of the deck and ask, where's she going to land? What place is she going to be in the future? Because it definitely, looked at her husband deeply with that astrology reading. If you haven't seen that, I went deeply into his future. But didn't look at hers. I looked for her chart. I couldn't find it. Her exact time of birth is not available, which I found interesting. Anyway, where is she going to be in the future? What does her future look like? What will be her experience in the future? 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow. Whoa. I don't know if you guys saw that when I was flipping it over. Here. So let's go back. Let's bring these down. So these are the tools she's been using. She's going to be under construction. 3 sheets to the wind is what I just heard with that card. In the desert on a horse with no name. But look what's coming up. That's where she's headed. Jail is where she's headed, and that's because of the insurrection, I think. If it's not actual jail, it's a major restriction. Maybe she's going to get on a plane and try to run away. Let's see what was on the bottom. Yeah, her club, clan, in the mountains, circus, yeah. This all goes together with her, doesn't it? Her major obstacle in her soul is this circus of a club with Trump that she's put herself in. All right. That's it for Ginni for now. Okay, so I'm focusing in on the next question, which is Jeff. Hey, Jeff. Jeff wants to know, Jeff Bailey, author of, what's the name of his book? Where is it? Hold on. Do I have it here? Oh, darn it. I don't have it here. Oh, I think it speaks, oh my goodness. It's in my bedroom. It speaks something. Oh my goodness, Jeff, put it in the comments, honey. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Please put it in the comments. Anyway, it's once he puts it in the comments, you can find it. He'll probably put a go ahead and put in a link, and then I'll have to fish it out of the under review section, but it'll eventually make it there into the comments. Or if you want to just type it out without a hot link and say where to find it, it'll get there faster. Or do both. Anyway, he wants to know, let's see, which Lenny deck? I want to use a Lenormand for this. He wants to know if the Republican Party, if they're going to use Nancy Pelosi's husband's DUI against her in the midterms. Yeah, let's use this one. So this one is hold on. That first deck, I'm sorry, I should have done this. That first deck, if you liked it, is a deck of character. Available at thedeckofcharacter.com. And this deck is it's the Mibilanamon by Ryan Edwards. Or Ryan Edward, I should say. Comes in a really nice box, but I put most of my boxes in the closet because it takes up too much room. But it has a real nice like magnetic box, and then that, of course, that book. Okay, so is the Republican Party going to use Nancy Pelosi's husband's DUI against her in the midterms? Okay, right there. going to take the 2 off the bottom. So that's him in his vehicle. Okay. Shoot, maybe I should have just kept going with what was on the bottom. That's a legal issue. That's his old age. Why is a guy even, I mean, don't people with that kind of money have drivers? He must just still like to drive his, oh, it's more about his, what he gets sucked into, what he's attracted to. He just wanted to get out. Yeah, so that's all, that's this guy right here. Yeah, okay. But as far as for her, what's gonna go down for her with the GOP? To answer your question, Jeff, I would say they're gonna make a decision to try and like use her secrets to you know, shed some light on her secrets, because they're all in this like clan, and then this is also her reputation. In this deck, this is about a person's reputation. I would say yes, this is fraud, this is negating someone, this is toxic, spewing crap. And yeah, they're going to make a decision to be aligned with that and spin it, around and around and around. And this is also the marriage card. So yeah, they will. And that's going to be their goal. It's going to be their goal to spin it. Stick together as a clan. Share her secrets in the most dangerous ways they possibly can to try and actually hurt her. And negate her wisdom, to keep her, you know, on her toes. And yeah, that's going to be their goal. Yep, of course they will. And anything else they can use against her, I would think. Okay. So the next question is Nivra. She wants to know, this is such a good question, will weapons of war be banned? I'm going to use a kipper, I think, for that. And that's this deck here. Churro Marchetti's. It's available anywhere, everywhere, and it's actually really reasonably priced. I think it's like $15 or so, if anybody's interested in Kipper. And it comes with a pretty good book. Although, I would recommend my lessons over the book. If you want to be a member. Besides the lessons, you get a bunch of free readings every week, too. Not personal readings, but astrology and tarot every week, and they're ad-free videos. All the videos are ad-free. But if you want to learn how to read tarot, Lenormand, Kipper, all the way up through the Grand Tableau, astrology, I mean, I just have a few more videos I want to add to that, and it's pretty much beginner all the way through to intermediate. Those are in my membership library. All the lessons are in playlists, so you can just go from one to the next. You just pick your category, you know. And you know, when you're done, or if you want, anytime you want, you can cancel easily. And you can also, if you start at one level, you can upgrade to the next. But if you go to that top level of the lessons, you get everything I have in there, plus the free readings every week. And as a member on any of my live streams, whenever you have questions, you get bumped to the beginning, to the top of the list. You're not having to wait. So pretty much all the live streams on my channel are devoted to my members. Okay, so Nivra wants to know, will weapons of war be banned in the USA? And will other safety measures with gun violence be put into place anytime soon? And Victoria Cleary, hi Vic, are things, she wants to know, in that department, are things ever going to get better? Okay, so let's look at the future of gun safety in the USA. This is where we are. We're hopeless. Where it's like the Nine of Swords in the tarot. This can't be happening again, and here we are just sitting in it like we're stuck. Yeah. This, now when it comes to timing, this is one of the timing cards, and this tells me that we're stuck for at least the next 3 months. This is a card of 2 years. These are what I think there's really only about 3 major timing cards in this deck, and these are 2 of them. This could take a couple of years. But change is coming. Change is coming. We're on that journey. Yeah, it's going to take some time, but change is definitely coming. I think the younger generation that is wiser, we're talking like David Hogg, we're talking all the kids. I mean, this wouldn't be grade school, but this would be younger people of voting age. I think they're the ones that are going to be pushing that journey, and they're going to be initiating the change. Because we really need their votes to make these big changes. And they're sick and tired of the deception. They're sick and tired of the dishonesty. Let me see if I can fit another row down here. I don't think I can fit 7 across. I should have put my camera up a little higher, but let's see what I can do. So I feel like more. I want more. Yeah, they're gonna be working hard at it. But let's see. Let me get the cards out first because the positions make a big difference. Okay. Yes. Okay. Okay, so this brings in some more information, or quite a bit more. Quite a few more pieces of information here. Can I fit all that? Yeah, actually. Get this one. Okay, so this is Biden. This is Biden successfully, it let go of the lovers and just think successfully uniting the courts. The DOJ, this is Biden and the DOJ coming together successfully to do what they can. And I think that this will be to knock out foreign, well, there's a couple of things with this card. With the Distant Horizons card, it's usually like Longing Great Hope card. Yearning and Longing Great Hope is what it's called. On one level, this is knocking out the NRA. This is knocking out the arms sales from other countries. This is, Putin and money. These 2 cards here, whenever they're together, they remind me of that one, and then the poverty card in this deck reminds me of sex trafficking, money laundering, the transnational crime syndicate, as Sarah Kensington called it a couple of years ago or more. These 2 cards together remind me of that. The crime ring, the big old crime ring that doesn't care if people die, they just want to make money. They're idiots. They don't realize in another lifetime, next lifetime feud, or maybe in this lifetime, you live by the sword, you die by the sword, right? They're just setting themselves up for something for them in the future. But anyway, the courthouse is a decision card. So this is a decision, but it could be, besides revealing the deception from all the money that comes in to these gun organizations, and the gun manufacturers themselves, and the wealth. And with this card, it can be that it's off into the distant future, and this is definitely a card of 2 years. And so for me, 3 months and 2 years, 3 months, we're looking at this like, oh God, again, and then we're still digging our heels in and we're going back and forth, and we're working it, but change will be coming, and that's the direction we're headed. And it's the young people that's going to help us. And they will continue on, and they're going to find, I think the beauty in this is that they're going to find in the future that their votes really, really mattered, and their votes turned things around. So imagine by, 2024 election, all the bills that can be put on the, and imagine all the local elections, because this situation in Uvalde, this massacre in Uvalde, it has broken us. We're seeing now, who is on which side, and pick a side. Basically, is what we're having to do. We're truly having to pick a side, because we're talking our babies and our future. Without children, we don't have a future as a race, right? Humans are gone if we don't have our children growing up. So, reading this way in the columns, we're in this, stressed out, headache, facepalm, time of our lives. And we're going to have to just keep working hard to turn it around. And every time another violent massacre happens, we're going to be like, oh God, again? This is a card of, it's in other decks, it's called sadness and sad news, right? We're not going to like seeing it, but it's going to keep happening until we make the change. Notice how this card, Knights, here, 2 over and 1 up. And then to the expectation of success eventual success. But Biden and the DOJ, these cards are behind his back. And actually, when it comes to the DOJ, it needs to be that way, because he's not supposed to do anything to try to influence the DOJ. But what I'm seeing here is Merrick Garland has his back, whether he knows it or not. They're on the same page. This card, Knights to the change. So the longing that we want for safety, that change is coming. And remember, this row up here has more control than this row. The deception overseas will be revealed. People, on another level, you guys, this is Maria Butina. It was Maria Butina or Butina, I don't know how to pronounce her name, and I really don't friggin' care. But anyway, her and Alexander Torshin, they were the people that were feeding the NRA. That's what this is all about. But when we can get out of gun manufacturing, that when we can get the gun manufacturers out of this wealthy position, because it's, guns and ammo is big money, and that's what this has been all about. So that's what the DOJ is working on, looking at that. Wow. So yeah, things will get better. I believe things will get better, but it's going to take some time, and it's going to take the young vote. But we need them for Roe v. Wade too, right? Okay, so the last question is from Taunnia. Bockmier. I think it's Taunnia Bockmier. Now, I do care about pronouncing your name correctly, so you let me know if I botched that in any way. She wants to know if there's any positive news on Ukraine and its people. Okay. Positive news for Ukraine and its people. Or let's just look at Ukraine's future here. Okay, so I think I'll go ahead and keep using this deck. Ukraine. And if the main male comes through, of course, that'll be Zelensky, and the female would be his wife. If I don't get clear with this deck, I'll use another one. But let's see. The future of Ukraine and its people. Okay. Okay. So there's successful partnerships. There's Zelensky. Successful partnerships. He's working hard. He's working so hard. Okay. Yeah. It's hard. It's really hard. It's all he can think about, too. He's really carrying this. Now, there are distractions, and there is I think he's thinking about he's strategizing. I feel like this is more than just like somebody stealing. I feel like this is more about loss. He's worried about loss. He's worried about how like so much time can go by, and meanwhile this is so hard. When any country is going through war, it's almost impossible to have your abundance, and I think that's what he's really worried about. To get back the abundance. Yeah, it's all he can think about. All of this is weighing on his shoulders. Okay, let me do another row here. Yeah, that's exactly it. He's really concerned about poverty. And there's his wife. Okay. She has ambitions. This does not have to be a person. The wealthy man is about ambition and support. She has ambitions to find support, and this would be, financial support. And she's communicating all she can in all different ways to get that support. I imagine they have children, but this could be good news, new news that could be helpful. That could be helpful. Okay, so this is them in charge. I'm going to have to reshuffle and do it again for the people of Ukraine. This is both of them examining they're worried about poverty for their country is the problem. That's the main problem. Okay. Let me reshuffle and focus in on the people of Ukraine. Hold on. I'm going to make some noise. Close your ears. Sorry, I probably didn't give you enough warning there, did I? I'm giving you warning now. Close your ears. Cover your ears. Okay. Unless it doesn't bother you. One more. Okay. People of Ukraine. People of Ukraine. And I'll do 10 cards, 2 rows. People of Ukraine coming up. And I just heard let's put 6 months on it. So about through let's take it all the way to the end of 2022. Okay. Lots of communication coming out from, I don't know her name. Zelensky's wife. I don't know her name. I'm so sorry. That's disrespectful. I should know her name. And she's going to be doing lots of meetings. The direction she's going in is just lots of communications and lots of meetings. She is really working for the people. I love that. Yeah, and this would be successful coming together. She has a love for her people. Okay. Yeah. Now, if I read it on a different level, this could be the feminine. This could be all the moms and grandmas who had to leave in order to keep their kids safe. And they're keeping communications going with the family best they can. And yeah, I feel like that's it. The ones that the ones that have immigrated, probably all in Poland, they're holding space. I feel like there's a connection between her and the feminine, and it's a very successful one, and they're working together, even if it's only telepathically, psychically. There's a major connection there. I love that. Right, and this is for stability, security, for their homeland, their assets. I think it's more homeland in this situation to be more stable, and she's focused on bringing in money. And there's also there's a restriction here. This is the problem when you have war going on in your country. It's because all your resources are going towards, people aren't able to make a living, right? They're just trying to survive. So that's the restriction here. That's the problem. So they need all the support they can get from other countries. This is going on beyond a couple of years. I mean, going beyond this year. This takes us into 2023. Let me see what cards were on the bottom. Yeah, okay, so Zelensky himself is going to be looking at any deceitful players. Anyone who's lying, anyone who's trying to be deceptive, basically. Interesting. And he's facing that head on. He's facing deception head on. And she's working for the people. And the people feel safe under her support. And the feminine is doing the best it can to support, to hold the family together. Let me draw a couple more cards. Okay, so rules and regulations, military. This would be the military. The military. He's like this military. Yeah, I mean his whole family, right into his intimate circle, is the Ukrainian military, and they're doing a damn good job. This is a card for the next few months. The next few months, it's all of course, it's all he's thinking about, all he's doing. Yeah, and of course he's concerned. The people are concerned as well. Remember, this spread is about the people. But support. Okay, so we have, again, the feminine support. In strategy, even. Okay. And decisions made, to keep that stability going. Okay. It's not easy. It's not easy, but it's also not as bad as I thought it would be. Let me use the tarot real quick to look at their process. Through the end of the year, the people of Ukraine, what will be their experience through the end of the year? Okay. A lot of immigration, more immigration, but moving to calmer waters, but as much immigration as possible. Trying to get out of this, like, prison. But this could be, like, restricted mentally. The ones who can actually get away, walking away when they can't, there's just nothing more that they can do. So there's immigration for those people who can get out. I don't like that card there. Well, there's always hope, but this being tied to this controlling situation that Putin, this is Putin. And they're taking self-responsibility. And they're holding, I just heard they're holding on in faith. They're holding on in faith. Yeah, and the feminine, again, they're holding out for the celebration of abundant times in the future. I love this. They're at this major crossroads, though. Okay, so if we're following the story, give me one more card here. Well, let's just see what was on the bottom. Yeah, working together, getting through this nightmare, or the teamwork. That's. Now this would be other actually, because this is my Mars in Capricorn. So Mars is like giving and motivation, and Capricorn is like physical tools. So this would be like other countries in teamwork to help them through this nightmare period. And I kind of wonder if this might be 9 months. I mean, the wands are usually days because it moves so quickly. And I wonder if swords could be months. So, yeah. Okay, well that's all I have for now, but I can always check into it later. Let's just keep them in our prayers and donate our pockets as much as donate as much as we possibly can to support them. Okay, thanks you guys. Take good care. Bye.